Hi everyone, thanks for coming down to hear us speak. Welcome to what is the music media landscape like in the Middle East and how we can develop it. I'm going to do a little brief introduction from everyone. Everyone's going to have a little quick chat about who they are and where they're based and their current experiences and past experiences in the region, in the marketplace that they're based in. My name's James Locksmith. I've been based in Dubai for the last 10 years. I've recently moved back to Australia. I'm a cultural producer for podcasts, radio shows, tours and events. I have a radio show that I syndicate with Radio Al Hada and Middle Beast called Tracks on My Radar, and a podcast in mental health for men in electronic music called Electronic Music Man. I've been based, as you know, here in the region. I've seen the things that I've personally experienced and the support that has been significant for the projects that I've worked on is funding. So I've had the pleasure of working with brands, many different brands, and I worked very closely with Red Bull Music Academy before it went defunct in 2018, and so yeah, I worked very closely. I was able to do a lot of great things in the region, and also produced a podcast that was exclusively for content from the region that ran for 2 years, called Quarter Tone Frequencies, and it was one of the first podcasts that was focused on that. And we'll take it over to you, Sofia. Tell the audience who you are and where you're based and your experiences.
Sure. So my name is Sofia Guellaty. I am from Tunisia. And I started in 2018 a media platform dedicated to Arab youth called Mille, and also a creative agency where we do ads for all the brands you can think of in the realms of luxury, fashion, sportswear, also some cultural endeavors. So our motto is that we create content from Arabs to Arabs. Sometimes we even shoot international campaigns, but it's also with the idea of representing the Arab audience and the Arab creatives in mind.
Thanks. And what could you say in your experience in the region, particularly that's like a standout, significant support that you've had with your projects? Like, what would be something that's quite paramount and has been a pillar to your projects and the things that you've worked with?
If you know the Middle Eastern media landscape, you know it's made of two things. It's made of licenses, and it's made of like very, very small zines. And so we come and we bridge, so we're not a license, we're a homegrown media. And we speak the voice, an authentic voice for Arab youth. And I feel like all our audience and our clients, they said that we feel the gap of having an authentic voice. That is, you know, of course you have your Hiya magazines here and your Sayyidati magazines, you have your Vogues and your Harper's Bazaar, but us, we're like Arab youth predominantly, and also in a very authentic and sometimes, you know, a bit disruptive way. And this fresh voice was very, very well received, not only by the audience, but also by governments, because they need something that is homegrown with international ambitions.
Right, so this angle and this approach has been well received, and you've been getting support. People have been supporting you because of that. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, from the audience, when we started, the messages that started to pour were finally. I think we filled a very important gap in the market, and we're doing it on a grand scale. I think that is, it's like a big zine. You can compare it to Dazed when they started in East London, but they always, still today, Dazed is a very authentic magazine to the underground, yet they do ads for Gucci and that, but they still like are the voice of the disenfranchised and the creatives, and this is who we want to be.
Okay, excellent. Olivia, hi.
Hi, everybody. My name is Olivia. I am the managing editor of Mixmag Asia. Although I'm Canadian, I have been living in Asia for the last 13 years. First in Taiwan for 7 years, and then Thailand for 5 years, and now I am in Bali, which is in Indonesia. So Mixmag Asia, what we do that is really unique when you look at it compared to the main Mixmag umbrella is we operate within Asia, and we only publish about, well, not only, but like 90 to 95% of our content is about Asian artists and the Asian diaspora. So instead of taking content about big international Western artists and repurposing it for an Asian audience, because to be frank, they don't need another platform to be glorified on. Asian artists need a platform to have their stories told and their music told. So we dedicate 90 to 95% of our content to telling the story of Asian artists. Now, Sofia, you said that your platform is homegrown, and although Mixmag has that big brand attached to it, our platform, I'd like to think of it as it's also homegrown, because we do everything from scratch. We're a very small team, we work really hard, and the flexibility that we have not operating under the main Mixmag umbrella is we develop all our own content strands, we develop all our own IPs, and we tailor that to the Asian market. So really, we do have that Mixmag Asia logo, but everything that we do is very, very independent of the main brand. Yeah.
Great, thanks, Olivia. I guess I kind of covered that, but what would you say would be in the time that you set up Mixmag Asia, and you've been there from the grassroots, from setting it up, what was a significant pillar or that supported you doing that and getting that project up and running?
This is actually the second iteration of Mixmag Asia, and the first one failed, and we kind of put it on pause for about a year. But we looked at it as a learning opportunity and kind of like what we did wrong initially and how we could do it better. And we kind of just looked at it from a very single-minded perspective initially. And in our second iteration, like I previously said, we started thinking outside of the box and developing content strands. Like there's one called Audio Asia, and that is just for Asian artists who want to have their music reviewed. So people are starting to recognize Audio Asia, and they're coming to us and they're saying like, hey, can you review it? And then they attach Audio Asia to it. So developing these kind of like little ideas that are very niche for the market and special for the market, and gives artists something to put on their like CV and market themselves with, that's really been that sort of defining factor for us that has really kind of like given artists a lot of content to be proud about, to share and help them get other bookings and get their music out and put it on social media.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you. Mohammed, Abood, DJ Mo City.
Yes, Mohammed Abood, aka DJ Mo City, born in Iraq, grew up in New Delhi, India. I relocated to Dubai in 2012, set up the 264 crew. I was also curator for Seoul DXB. I was curating and booking for Dubai Design District launch. In 2016, I made my way back to India, where I set up the first independent online radio station, Box Out FM. Box Out FM, no ads, no subscription. We're an independent platform without funding. We primarily fund the radio through events, tickets, and most recently, after the lockdown, during the pandemic, we started to apply for grants to keep the radio operational. We believe that music should be accessible for everyone, so we decided not to have any advertising or any subscription on our platform. And we've been broadcasting for 5 years from New Delhi, India, and all over the world.
Excellent. And particularly about Box Out FM and the projects that you're currently working on, and you've been setting up since you moved to Delhi. Aside from the grants, what has been a big factor that's helped you with these projects?
I think the most important thing, or our flagship event, is Box Out Weekender. It's an annual festival that happens in April. It happens during the birthday of Box Out FM, and that is the only festival in India that is headlined by Indian artists. We believe that Indian artists deserve the main stage, and at the time when I moved back to India, there was a lot of international artists touring, and I thought it's time to put the Indian artist on the map. And Box Out Weekender has generated over 10,000 ticket sales just over the last 3 years. We haven't had the last two events, but hopefully April 2022 we'll celebrate our 5th year anniversary, take Box Out Weekender to 4 cities, and yeah, celebrate homegrown independent talent.
So the flagship events that you've set up have actually been supportive to the overall project?
Yes, our events are our primary source of income. We have a weekly night, Box Out Wednesdays, which is the longest running club night in the region. We launched Box Out Wednesdays when we ran out of money to continue building the website. And the only thing I knew how to do was throw parties. So I booked a bunch of DJ friends. Initially, it started with just local artists at Box Out Wednesdays, but then it became the hotspot party that every touring DJ in the world wanted to play. And it happens in Summer House Cafe, which is a small venue in New Delhi. And yeah, we've booked all kinds of artists, from Matt Professor to DJ Ram, Killa P, Flowdan, Daedalus, anything from bass to alternative electronic music. And that's been some of the highlights of our flagship events.
Excellent, thank you.